It's a changing time right now for the hospitality industry, and being protected is important. That's why making sure your restaurant has the right insurance is very important. With me is David DiLorenzo. How are you, David?
I'm doing great. How are you, Brad?
You are from the Bar Restaurant Insurance Group, which is very important. Let's talk about making sure you have the right insurance, because I know, as we were talking before, restaurants have insurance, but you have a big goal right now to make sure that you're keeping, the community safe along with restaurants, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I have about 200 clients in the restaurant field, a lot of local restaurants out here in Arizona. And as the times change and the protocols change, there's a lot of different, let's just say, necessities within liability that these guys need to, and women need to ask questions about in order to protect their establishments and their patrons and their employees.
Yeah. What are some of the tips that you can give right now to restaurants who, I know they've been talking with people. I know that the Arizona Restaurant Association, different things, but maybe there's some things that they're not getting that they need to know.
Of course. With the changing times, a lot of these places are doing takeout, they're doing to-go, they're doing a lot of things that they haven't traditionally done. So it's very important that they talk to their independent agent and that they basically get the advice and understand what their policy does or does not cover, because their risk and their analysis has changed over this time, their policy could have exclusions and other things in there that they didn't know about, and they're going on the fly to try and get business going and to try to do something different in order to keep themselves open. So it's very important that they talk to their broker and get that advice and really understand what is inside of their policy.
Yeah, and I think you said right there is really understanding. So it's really time for restaurant owners to sit down and read, because sometimes they're like just skimming through it, and there's nothing wrong. I know some of them do, but you really want them to make sure, because they might not be able to do the curbside with the surrounding buildings they're in, or they might be able to and they didn't realize that.
Yes, and a lot that's going on right now is delivery. So a lot of them are doing, they're doing the Grubhubs and the Uber Eats and stuff like that, but a lot of them are having their own employees deliver. And again, in a time of need, they're doing whatever they need to get that done. So a lot of policies have exclusions for delivery, and they may not even be aware of that or even know that, but then a lot of companies are making, let's just say, consolidations, if that's the right word, in order to help them out and to make that happen. But again, you want to talk to whoever your insurance representative is and make sure that you get this documented and that you're in a good situation.
So you do something really cool, and that is you actually have a podcast. You have your Instagram that's kind of crazy, and you're like the fun guy and everything like that, but that's where you suggest people to come to, because I know you've been doing Zoom meetings, you've been doing group things and stuff to inform people.
My whole thing about it's not being just an insurance agent and being that guy with the suit and tie that smells like cigarettes and is like, hey, I'm going to write your insurance. Nobody cares. So being in hospitality is what I am. I'm more of a hospitality advocate and part of community. So I do a lot of that extra stuff. And with the Bar Restaurant Podcast, I like to bring in local owners and have them tell their story to promote their businesses, because that's just as important as having their business and being their agent.
Yeah, and I like that you do personally know, because that's how we've met, that through personal friends that you go and talk to and make sure they're doing good. So if I am thinking about maybe at this time maybe reopening my restaurant or opening a restaurant, I should see you, and what's some things I should make sure when I start to look for insurance?
Yeah, for sure. If you're looking to reopen, believe it or not, I'm getting a lot of, let's just say, phone calls about people that are actually looking to open up new businesses, get into the restaurant industry. And the first thing I ask them is send me a copy of your lease. The lease will dictate everything, and insurance requirements in that, what they need to have, what the landlord's asking for, all that sort of stuff. But most importantly, whether through me or anybody else, really sit down with the agent and just take the time to understand what it is that your liabilities and your exposures are in specifically your industry.
So, okay, how are we seeing with restaurants? I know you've been out there and you've been seeing them slowly open up for dining and stuff. How is it looking for Arizona? Because I know we're the example for other parts of the country.
Well, I have to give big kudos to the Arizona Craft Brewers Guild, to the Arizona Restaurant Association, and to Local First. 3 organizations out here that have done an amazing job of really putting tools and putting advocacy out there for the hospitality industry. And because of that, there's been a lot of good guidelines and a lot of, let's just say, outlines for them to follow. Our local restaurant community is one of the best in the nation, just period, hands down. Everybody everybody really does work together as a group, and they are all working really hard to do the most, responsible ways of opening and making sure that people are okay. Everything from employees and again to patrons and this and that, making them feel comfortable. So when I go out and I look at it, I'm very, let's just say, optimistic and excited about, the future of us recovering and getting into a better position.
Oh, great. How can people find out more about, of course, the Bar Restaurant Insurance?
Yeah, barandrestaurantinsurance.com. It's a real simple website. I'm on Instagram. I go by Delo, D-E-L-O. So at I am the Delo, that's my personal brand, and that's it. I'm real open book.
And before we leave out, please take a look at his shoes and socks. Can we get a shot of that? That's talking about hospitality right there. Can we get him down there? Can we? There we go. Look at that.
And I will say, because of today, this is the first time I've worn pants in like 2 months. So thank you.
Thank you, David.